I've been heading down a one-way street, can't turn around. You've been taking every part of me, now you know where to be found. You got me confused, a little off balance. Thought I knew you, but you got bad habits. I only see blue when I'm thinking about you, thinking about you. I'm feeling anxious and slowly breaking. Give you my heart, but you keep my waiting. Searching for answers, no explanation. You make love so complicated. I'm feeling anxious and slowly breaking. Give you my heart, but you keep my waiting. Searching for answers, no explanation. You make love so complicated. You make love so complicated. Before I knew you, you make love so complicated. I give you my heart. You make love so complicated. So damn tired of trying to understand why I still believe that what we have was ever meant to last. Guess you made a fool of me. You got me confused, a little off balance. Thought I knew you, but you got bad habits. I only see blue when I'm thinking about you, thinking about you. I'm feeling anxious and slowly breaking. Give you my heart, but you keep my waiting. Searching for answers, no explanation. You make love so complicated. I'm feeling anxious and slowly breaking. Give you my heart, but you keep my waiting. Searching for answers, no explanation. You make love so complicated. I'm slowly breaking. You make love so complicated. I'm only seeing blue. You make love so complicated. Why do I still believe? You make love so complicated.
I live my life searching for the light. Been learning to fight through the darkness. I'll get this right. We were born to shine and we still got time. It's not hopeless. Don't look now. Here comes that awful feeling. My walls are caving in. Heaven help, I can see my ghost on the ceiling. Let me breathe again. 'Cause I just wanna live my life. I'm never backing down. I swear I'm gonna fight the good fight. Just wanna get it right. I'm ready for it now. You know I'm gonna fight the good fight. You know I'm gonna fight the good fight. You know I'm gonna fight the good fight. Fight the good fight. You know I'm gonna fight the good fight. Yeah, I've lost my crown, but no, I will not bow. You know I'm here right now for the long run. Yeah, you see me down, but you know I'll never drown. You know I'll get back up on it somehow. Don't look now. Here comes that awful feeling. My walls are caving in. Heaven help, I can see my ghost on the ceiling. Let me breathe again. 'Cause I just wanna live my life. I'm never backing down. I swear I'm gonna fight the good fight. Just wanna get it right. I'm ready for it now. You know I'm gonna fight the good fight. Fight the good fight. Fight the good fight. Fight. You know I'm gonna fight the good fight. Fight the good fight. Fight. You know I'm gonna fight the good fight. Fight the good fight. You know I'm gonna fight the good fight.
Of course I am. Is this you and me today? Everybody's watching the bar drop. Oh, love being live.
Let's see. I think we can start. Can
Where is everybody?
Well, so I down here at the bottom, I don't see them in the audience.
I see like 4 people in the audience.
Let's see. Okay, let me see. What?
Oh, yeah, they're on the count. How'd that happen?
I don't know. Did I do something?
They all went into the council meeting.
Oh, oops. They're all here. Oh, I think. Okay, let's wait for everyone. I think that's my fault. Oops. Okay, because there's all these people like Lobo, Scotty, Mariano, Ast. Where are we? Sorry, what? Oh, so I can go. Okay.
Rome has a new interface. You guys all see the new interface too, or do you update? I'm gonna go over there too, just in case Shanti doesn't figure it out. We'll be back.
Slight technical difficulties, everyone. We will be up in just a second. Sorry for the delay.
All right, I think we figured it out. This is Zyphoid and Mariano and Walt. You just lost Shanti now. Just me.
Okay, sorry about this.
We got to figure.
Hmm?
We got to figure.
I didn't hear you.
I said we got to figure it out.
Yes, I think everyone is here.
Marla, you joining?
Yeah, I made it. Hey, everybody.
All right. Well, now we can kick it off, Shanti.
Yes. Okay, now we can kick it off. Happy holidays, everyone. We hope you had an amazing Christmas, or whatever other holiday you were celebrating. Thanks for being here. It's actually like a much bigger turnout than I expected. So
Not me. We had dedication here.
I know. Tons of dedication. So this is the last meeting of 2023, so that's super exciting. And we look forward to heading into 2024 with so many exciting things happening with testnet and then our mainnet launch and then all of us really having a well operated team heading into 2024. So that's exciting. But I will Benny is not here today, but we have Bill who is in the audience. And
And me.
And you.
I'm here as well.
I'll let you start.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the weekly governance meeting. One of my favorite parts of the week. And to start this off, I have to remind you all why we're all here. Like this is I hope this is getting repetitive. I hope this is starting to like ingrain in your head of like why are we doing Voy? And why are we dedicating so much time into this? Is because we believe we need a blockchain that is actually started out decentralized, that is ran and operated by the people putting in value, by the community. That's why this is called Voy. Voy means you all in y'all in Italian. And I really want to just start with this. Like we are building something together, and it's harder than building a centralized blockchain because you have to move slower. You have lots more feelings, lots more emotion, lots more thoughts to get anything done. And I can understand why people do things centralized, but my belief, and I think a lot of people in here, is that once you start centralized, their promise is like, oh, we'll get decentralized eventually. I don't believe that's possible. I believe that power is addictive. I believe that one of the hardest things in the world to let go is power, and centralization creates power. So having a blockchain that starts out decentralized, that is maybe not the most efficient way to actually do things, is the only way to do things, because we have to believe, and we have to put this effort out into the world to make sure that something like this actually can exist. And that's what we're doing. Every single week, like I said earlier, Shanti said you're surprised that you're all here. I'm not, because you all believe this. You all believe that it takes all of our thoughts, all of our diverse backgrounds and everything to be able to build what we're building. So thank you all. This is about you. This is not my chain. This is not the core team chain. This is not even your chain. It's all of our chain. And this is everything back to the people in our Discord that are asking questions, and really shout out to Lobo and many of the people out there that are Wilder, yourself, answering questions in the Discord, helping people stand up their own nodes. A random person I've never seen today got really upset because he thought he found somebody cheating, which I love, because that means that people care, that people actually are doing the things, and we're building a community. So great job on all of you. So many great things coming in 2024. We are climbing this mountain one step at a time, and a week ago we got the article out there. I believe we're probably at like 15 other articles that have been written since then. Some of them not written well, but a lot of them written well. But I looked at them; they're fun. One article out there. They must not be a native English speaker because they translated the press release and then wrote a article in English, but they didn't translate the name Voy back, so they kept calling it U. So they kept calling it blockchain U, which was a really fun read. But anyway, one of the things that I want to I brought up this morning with the core team, and I would love your thoughts on this. We've been talking all along we have 3 stages to our incentivized testnet. And I kicked out the idea this morning of what about combining stage 2 and stage 3 at the same time? This is, for a reminder, this is DeFi and NFT at the same time. Now, the reason why I thought this is because of our upcoming hackathon. We have amazing developers signed up and teamed up. And as I will remind you all, they will all get second place after my team. But they're all amazing teams and they're all working on great things. And they're all working on things that are really needed for stage 3. And if we're all successful, Austin, where my team's working on an NFT bridge, and it's very possible we could do stage 2 and stage 3 at the same time. So this would mean one or two things. It would mean that each stage would have a longer period if we're doing both stages at the same time rather than sequential. Or it means we potentially hit mainnet earlier or are ready for mainnet earlier. So something to kick about, think about it. Think about the downsides. One of the things that I always told you is this committee is the one that's going to determine if we progress from stage 1 to stage 2 to stage 3. This committee will determine if we combine stage 2 and stage 3. I think it makes sense. I would urge you to think about it to figure that out. So a really fun thing about the hackathon, one of the teams is taking on a very difficult task of trying to implement state-proof bridges to actually have a fully decentralized, trustless bridge between Algorand and Voy. I think this would be really awesome. And I think it's also one of the things that they're actually will open up more opportunity in the DeFi space as well. Because one thing that you probably don't know is that the state proofs that are generated from the AVM blockchains are only generated once every 15 minutes or once every so often. And what that means is that the fastest that a token could transfer from one to another in a fully trusted decentralized way is 15 minutes. But one of the things that this does offer out there is a way to provide 15-minute loans for people that want to go faster, to be able to, because a centralized person or a lender could say, oh, I see that I can look at both chains and say, okay, this is good to go. And they can move over. So this is something that doesn't exist today. I want to bring this up to, the people in the crowd start thinking about this as a new potential opportunity to create speedy bridges, which I think is pretty neat. Still in a trustless way. Anyway, but yeah, those are the main key things. We have some really exciting news coming up in January. We're talking about our next round of investments. And most of that has been actually, we are currently oversubscribed for it, which is good. As everybody should know, if you don't know already, until money is in the bank, it doesn't exist. So you can't really get too excited for things because things can always fall through. But we're pretty bullish about everything. But overall, things are going really well, and I appreciate you all. So back to you, Shanti. And if anybody has any questions, of course, you can always jump up in the mic and ask a question and be like.
Just because I'm curious, that the ZK snarks aren't live yet, or do you know more?
Yeah, I mean, so what do you want to know?
So what I thought is okay, at the moment the state proofs produced on chain can't be handled by smart contracts really because they are too big. So we are all waiting for these ZK snarks, I thought.
No. So there is it is, because I've been actually talking to JJ from the Algorand Inc. or Algorand Technologies now for a while about this. He implemented the ability, the opcodes, to be able to consume the zero knowledge proofs, the state proofs, and they are currently in beta net. They should be going live in production in the next couple of weeks. But we'll see where that is. Of course, there's no guarantee that things will actually just happen. But one of the things that you're hitting on is that these proofs are large. I was told that by actually Gary last week, the CTO of Algorand Technologies, that he believes that it is technically possible. JJ, when I talked to him, said it's technically possible but difficult. So this is one of those things where this is actually a very fun project for a hackathon to see how far they can get. But between Benny and Kieran and I think Zarman are the three-person team that's working on that. They're amazing developers, except for Benny, but amazing developers other than Benny. I feel kind of bad saying that because it's not here, but I'd say it to his face too. But anyway, they're gonna see if they can get it done, and it probably will just be a prototype at the end of the weekend, because obviously this is a big nasty thing. But that's where things start, is get the prototype out there and then see where it can go. That answer your question, Lobo? Cool. All right, back to you, Shanti.
Okay. No announcements. You know when the hackathon is. We have all of our teams ready to go. I will let Wilder come up and finish his part of the meeting. If you have not yet, he'll probably already say that you haven't reviewed the new bounty process that is up for comments in the Discord, correct?
Yes, and I'm also going to talk about those now because we have the time to. Thank you. So, hope everyone had wonderful holidays and are still enjoying the time. It's amazing to see everybody here. Might be the biggest crowd we've had yet, with our community members joining us this week. We do have a couple things to go over for what the directors will be meeting about, but more importantly, I want to be able to discuss everything for people who aren't able to make the directors meeting, so everyone's in the loop and we can get the valuable feedback from everybody. So the bounty submission process has already been crafted by the foundation. I believe Benny was the one who spearheaded this, similar to all the other documents that we have as a foundation. It's well crafted. He's included very detailed instructions to submit a bounty. And currently, if you remember back to our initial proposal evaluation forms, it's based on a scale of 1 to 5, looking for a 70% ultimate score to pass. And it just doesn't sort of fit the mold that we've adopted for our other evaluations. So the main thing with the submission process isn't trying to change fundamentally how bounties are submitted, but it's trying to make it all sort of align with the system that we're used to. And you'll see in that document as well, there's even a 5-minute YouTube video going over how to submit a bounty. We're also going to open up the ability for bounties to be able to at least be started in a Google document, just if that is a technical hurdle, though accompanied with a video. I think Benny's done a great job, not here to take the credit, unfortunately, but he's done a great job with it. So this isn't a changing of how bounties are submitted. This is just refining the process. That being said, I was able to speak with Shanti earlier this week, where she was talking to me about the most recent submitted bounty. This is a foundation bounty, which is what we're familiar with for all the bounties on that board currently, all of them being foundation made. And she brought up what I feel is a great point, and something that I definitely want to discuss in the directors meeting, but would love to get feedback now from anybody who'd like to step up, is the idea of allowing a foundation submitted bounty to have a comment period, but not have to go through the evaluation process and giving us, and essentially not requiring us to vote whether this should be a bounty or shouldn't be a bounty, but more just commenting and helping structure it, but not giving it that final approval. For me personally, I think this makes a lot of sense and follows what we have already been doing, where the foundation is directing us and we're helping to review and make sure things are sort of following that mission. So for myself, I think this makes a lot of sense. And what this would look like in the bounty form would essentially having a streamlined or a separate tier that involves foundation submitted bounties, where they have a slightly altered process so they can get to the bounty application stage that much faster. So on that concept of giving the foundation a streamlined approach, we will be talking about this coming Monday as directors, but I'd love to also get any council feedback if anybody has some right now. Also feel free, I don't have the YouTube chat open today. Unfortunately, I was a little bit late, so if anybody can speak for YouTube as well, I'd be happy to answer that. But that's where our head's at right now, just making the form fit the mold and streamlining it where it makes sense when it comes to the foundation's bounties. So the bounty that has been submitted, we talked about last week, definitely an important bounty, and the directors are not meeting about whether or not this should or shouldn't be a bounty. I don't want to give that impression. We're looking at the process right now. That being said, what we do in the meeting, we're not going to vote in the meeting and pass things in the meeting. We're going to prepare essentially a due diligence. It's not being called that, but we will be presenting what we've done in the meeting. We want to keep everybody informed, and we'll also be having the vote in the meeting where the other directors can come up, just to keep everything in the open and allow anybody sort of final comments before we make any decisions. I think this is going to allow for a more transparent operation. So that is on the bounty submission process. Might be kind of boring, but once again, any questions, please hop up to the mic stand. The final thing, and this is where I would, oh yes, thank you, IRL. Directors meetings are at Monday at 1 p.m. EST. It has been brought up that isn't a convenient time for everyone. I am totally open to finding other times. This was found just by asking around. This is when everyone had availability, but I'm certainly going to look into finding another time where we can alternate that to make sure people can join if they'd like. They are available for everyone. They are not being recorded right now. Please, I can reach out to Cody to get these recorded, or I can use Rome to get these recorded, but right now they are open and happening in the Discord open office as well. So super easy for anybody in the community who's watching this if they want to come in and listen. We're in the open channels and participate as well. Just to be respectful of all our times. We meet for at least 1 hour. Okay, so I would, if we have no questions there, I would just, everyone's read the email. The last 3 proposals have passed, as well as that proposal that was more along rules and guidelines. So that time this process went through the full council vote. Going forward, we're going to be doing the director's vote. We'll share the presentation with you in the meeting and having the live vote. But I just wanted anyone who had noticed to be aware of that. I'm super happy about that, and I think it's come at just the right time with this growth we've seen in nodes. So I'm doing my best to share the good news, and it's never been better to run a relay node. Everyone watching this, we would love more relay node runners. Okay, so
I would say that it's actually ridiculously too much rewarded at this point to run a relay. So if you aren't running to run a relay at this point, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Yes, run a relay. I will say there's a cap, so it's not completely unreasonable. But yes, Chris is getting way too much via right now to distribute, and we need to all come in, run relay nodes.
Take it from me.
Bring that down.
Because I'm going to start distributing, and then people are going to get mad. But one thing that's I do want to say that's modify the rewards are actually given out based off peers rather than flat fees. It's one of the things that we've actually just changed recently, and we'll be at the end of this month will be the first time doing it. So there will be actually a tweak there. Pretty much what we're doing is 3xing, or I think it's 3xing what those rewards would be. It's just that we found that not all nodes are created equally, and some nodes are more expensive, and turns out a lot of those nodes that are more expensive are better nodes. And the way that we currently was incentivized was that, get the cheapest one possible that passes the test, and so we had to tweak that. And now I think we'll find out at the end of this month, but I think it's a much better incentive structure. But still, there's lots of rewards to go away around.
And also worth mentioning for relay nodes, this little sales segment. Relay nodes also, now that you have the ability to be non-archival, the barrier to entry, in my opinion, has come down quite a bit. And to give you my experience, you can find a non-archival relay node in a place that it's needed for, I'll say, around $100 per month, but it can be under that as well, if based on your research and the sale you get. So I think that's also exciting and worth talking about, and is going to really help get the relay nodes distributed to as many people as possible. So a lot on relay nodes, and I believe we have our next segment, which I'm super proud of Taco/Dustin for all of his work on this, and IRL, Gov, everyone who's been providing support, ideas. It's been a great community collaboration, I think. And this is the community spokesperson, Dustin. If you could please join us in the backstage and then come to stage. We will move over to the community feedback portion of the meeting. So I'm going to let you take it away, and I'm going to be here helping to moderate people coming up to speak and responses. But here we go. Oh, after he gets used to the roam controls, I think. I can speak a little bit about my involvement with the forum. I was able to work with Dustin to help make a Google form that goes to a Google Sheet, which is shared in the community voice channel, where everything can be transparently viewed. I really want Taco to be able to come up here and present this, so I don't have to present the community voice. So just bear with us a little bit longer. And I think we're getting there. So yeah, the community forums and responses, they are public. People need to respond with some way to reach them, and all these responses are then shared into a Google Sheet, which is viewable by anybody in the community. So there's no hiding, if you will, or there's no responses that are being censored or removed. What is happening though, and Taco/Dustin will have his opportunity to explain it, is he's taken the time to go through responses and sort of selected out the ones that had the most substance. Some of them he'll go into the quality and the varying types of responses, but he was able to select a few from there. Which, Taco, try speaking. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Take it away.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, you're quiet, but we can't hear you.
Just in all mine. Can you hear me better? How about now? How about now?
I can hear you fine. I don't know if anybody else can.
Okay.
Can you hear?
You're good to go, Taco. Give it a go.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Let's get going. So we got some community feedback here. I had a problem. I wanted everybody to have a voice in the VoIP community, and so we came up graciously. The committee came up with a community liaison position, and that is my position now. So my job is to gather community feedback every month and then present it once a month in a 15-minute segment to the VoIP community. And we got a bunch of feedback here. And if you want to ever go see this, you can easily go to Discord and go to the community voice channel, and you can see these forms right here. and you can fill them out. You can fill them out. The questions are here. And then your information will be shared publicly so that we can contact you, okay? So we got some feedback here. Let's go through it. Let's go through this feedback here. We got some positive feedback. Community seems nice and not too overbearing. Boy is doing a great job on the grassroots level, getting people on board and excited for its future overall. The message is clear and precise about the goals of Boy. Strong community, very helpful, and promptly responds to information requests. That's some of the positive feedback that we got that really stood out. If you want to go see more positive feedback, there's a lot more responses here. If you want to go see that on your own time, we'll jump into some of the criticisms here. Number one, stop spending testnet recklessly and disproportionately funding proposals as it undermines previous proposals passed for less. Your solution is to have them request an adjustment to their previous reward for their proposal, which is inefficient and causes extra workload for everyone. Be more humble with your awarded Boy and VIA, being on the committee, and keep yourself organized as more often than not your inflated balances are gloated in public conversation. Now, I'd like for the committee and the community to take the floor here and put in some of their comments on this criticism here before we move on.
I would let me be real quick. I think it would be better to have specific examples. If you have the ability to go reach out to this person and say, which thing do they believe that that you all are, spending recklessly, just so that we know specifically what it's talking about. Because without specific examples, we are assuming what they are talking about, which maybe they're not talking about those things.
Awesome. Anybody else?
Yeah, I will say that I think that has been the root of the last two proposals and why we've taken extra time. Yes, part of it has included the additional role, but I think the other side of it was just how important the decisions were to change node rewards and as an impact of that council rewards. So certainly something we're thinking about, and it's very often brought up in conversations. If you're increasing this, you're doing it at the cost of diluting builders or others. So my 2 cents on that. We have IRL on the mic. If you'd please speak.
Yeah, Taco was just wanting, feedback on the feedback, which I think is great. I love to see him do his thing. As far as the top criticism comment that you were looking for additional critique or conversation on, I would publicly warn against painting with broad strokes if you want people to really dive into it and sink their teeth into it. For people that are wanting to comment to the council publicly, I think it's great, but I'm not a mind reader. So this seems like borderline aggressive with no real that can help me come across, help me get into the meat of it, if that makes sense. So just a little feedback on what I think would be most effective as far as getting council members to hear what it is you're trying to say. And obviously that's to the commenter and not Taco. But
Yep.
I think it's great so far.
Thank you. Anybody else quickly before we move on? We got to get going here on the next criticism here, unfortunately. All right, let's get moving on to the next one.
Just to address Foodie, if you would like to speak, you can just click on the mic stand at the top of the audience, and you'll be able to then communicate.
Did we have somebody else that wanted to speak on that?
We have,
I will bring up my guest here after I get through these criticisms. We may have a guest here that does have a criticism listed here, and they may be able to go into and delve deeper into that at that time. If we can just get through and go to the second one and maybe come back to these, at least we can get through these quickly. Is that okay with everybody?
I think we can. Yeah, we got a thumbs up from Foodie here. Let's go on to number two.
Okay. Number 2, you need a better central repository of information, even though Discord is very responsive. It is a terrible store of information. The link tree on Twitter is also not that great. I recommend either a website or a wiki of some sort, and facts of some sort would also be helpful. Any comments on this?
So I'm just speaking more to have a response to this. I will say that this has been a continuous, this has been a work in progress, and I think is always getting better, getting more transparent. The work that Scotty's doing and everyone else is doing is making this a lot better. And I think a great example of that would be how we're currently on the cusp of having a lot of non-technical bounties enter that are going to really help direct people to information, which Cody has been working on.
I'd like to add one really quick thing. I just posted on Twitter today. I don't know if the Voinet Twitter has retweeted it or not, but there is a facts out about Voy. And I don't know if that has just been created or maybe the person that had commented just didn't know about it, but that is out there and it's available. Anybody else?
Yeah, I just echo what you just said. This is something that we've heard several times, and Cody's working on it. Cody's actually put together that FAQ, and we will always get better at this. I personally like Discord at this stage, mainly because it's us leaning into the grassroots, the community-driven, effort-driven mentality culture that we have. Is that the people that are involved have to put work in to get involved. I think at a certain point, we'll get to the point where the surfers will be invited. I believe that we are all wave makers right now, but surfers will come in and say, okay, well, they can hover. And at that point, it'll be good for having a easier access to information. It's not an excuse of like why it sucks, but it's also, I'm actually okay with it, where it is a little bit extra. You have to get to know the other community members, because we want to have a community of people that are actually adding value and not just reading and finding out about things. This, of course, will all change, and there will be different levels of participation, but I kind of like the way it is right now.
Foodie, if you don't have anything to add, if you could step down from the mic, it'll allow other people to step up to speak.
All right, let's move on to the third one here real quick. It seems Wilder is the leader, operator, and owner of the whole thing. Every Void meeting, no one looks like they're having fun, excited, except Wilder. Top people involved need to push the pace. Seems more in charge instead of laid back listening. Comment.
Wait, you guys aren't having fun with this?
IRL?
Maybe I don't know. I think it's the way you can't see the audience. We're all partying, and we just get to see Chris looking real serious instead. Maybe I think maybe that's it.
I mean, me having a really good time. I am okay, and I think that more people can come. The issue is why you're all not on here is because this can only handle 12 people or something of that sort, or some. If you have your camera on, you should come up to the stage. There's no reason not to.
I'm definitely having a fun time, and I'm excited during all the meetings. So guilty as charged there. But I definitely am trying to facilitate, not trying to push my own ideas through here. So yeah, just love being part of Void.
Yeah, and I would just say too, I mean, I think that for the structure of these meetings, and while of course they're open floor and all the committee members can come up and speak, I think we try to keep it a little bit more structured. And obviously we have a lot of conversations, both in the Discord, Wilder, me, you, and Zyphoid do in the open offices and stuff along those lines. I think that's where a lot of the core discussions come, and then we come here to aggregate this information. Obviously, Wilder, you're, one of the guys that are kind of responsible for hosting these meetings, as well as obviously the core team. So I think that's why, obviously we see most of you guys. But I think, you look at the meeting chat, you look at people still participating. Personally, I don't think it's a huge issue, but of course, I appreciate the comments from the community around it, and maybe we can have some more non-structured meetings like this, where they're a little bit more laid back and a little bit more fun, so to speak.
I love this feedback because I want to see more of your faces. So get up here.
All right. So I do, on that note, Chris, I do have a guest named Walt, and he is unable. He is saying that it's blurry and it's not showing me any names. I can't see video or mute buttons because he can hear me, but he cannot come backstage. He's going to be invited to talk right now. Foodie, go ahead.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. I posted the criticism about the overspending of Committee Voy and VIA. Just for an example, I did sell off the books 600,000 testnet Voy for 3,000 algo. And the other day I received like a random drop for 100,000 VIA. So like that was unwarranted. Like I didn't do anything to earn that. Sure, like I'm, happy to receive it. But then you have proposals.
Wait, who gave you 100,000 VIA, to be clear?
Did. It was either you or Cody.
It wasn't me.
It was
Gov. It was Gov.
It was Gov. It was through the rain bot. But my point is that you guys earn what, 1 million testnet? I'm just throwing a number. Testnet per week, is that what you earn?
No, we earn nothing.
You get no testnet Voy for
for our roles, we get nothing. The only way that we get testnet Voy is by completing bounties, and the large majority of the Voy via that I receive, and actually everybody on the core team, is from running relay nodes.
Okay. So
but we get nothing for all of the work that we do.
So no testnet Voy and no VIA for being on the committee.
I think there's a few things that we need to sort out for you, Foodie. There's different roles. There's different parties here. So there's the core team, which is Chris, me, Shanti, Benny, and Cody. And we have all committed to whatever we earn through approved programs, we will give away. So we are not keeping or retaining any of the VIA or Voy that we earn. The parties that you're talking about that are getting 1 million a week, that is testnet committee members, which we are not members of, and they have not committed to giving everything away. They're earning their VIA, they're participating in the entire game. The Voy that they earn can only be done through node running. So what you were given was a core team member's VIA that they had earned through a program approved by this council, and the generosity is there because those that engage with us, for example, will rain out VIA. If somebody builds something and we like what we see, we give them VIA. So there are 5 core team members that are doing this. I've not seen testnet committee members sending out VIA randomly, other than Wilder, who has a ton of VIA that he earns through approved programs, primarily the relay node program. But the topic that you've raised has been raised in previous meetings about how we're sending that out in exchange for what, etc. But there are different groups that are being discussed all at once here, and so I just want to make sure that it's kind of clear who's who and what's what.
Okay. Well.
All right, Foodie,
Yep.
we got about 1 more minute for you to talk, and then we're going to wrap it up on my segment here. So Walt's not going to come up to speak. We're going to try to get him next month. So, Foodie, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I do think committee and the other category, I forget what you mentioned it was. I still think you guys are getting a fair amount of VIA and VOI as a whole, and that is getting out there in a disorganized fashion. That's all I have to say. I think there are regular people just running nodes that maybe are close to you guys in terms of like how much you hold, but you know, at the end of the day, I think, you know, we should be more careful about how we, you know, give it away and you know, give it to people who've earned it. Like kind of maybe a tier system. I don't know what you guys have to determine how much someone gets, but just feels all over the place. And of course, it's test nets, so that's given. But I think the concern is how that translates to mainnet, which is undisclosed for the most part.
One thing I just want to add to this, and I appreciate your feedback here, is that the unorganized spending is already accounted for in an organized way, because all of the VOI and VIA that we have has actually been earned through approved organized ways, and that's kind of what you're seeing is like, and like what Bill said is that the entire core team, we want to put in the effort and the work to actually make VOI work. But like you said, we kind of see like maybe it would be unfair that we would have access to it. So rather than, you know, have anybody question that, we will still earn the VOI, but we have all committed on the core team to actually to not have any of it at the end of a testnet. So we'll be down to 0. So you're going to see a lot of distribution from the core team until community members start stepping up and filling in the void that we are filling right now. Like I would happily not run any relay nodes if we had enough relay node runners. You know what I'm saying? And so like, it's just the issue is like, we are putting the effort in, we are above and beyond, and the actual money above and beyond of our own personal money to be able to do this in an organized way. And we have to give it away anyway. So we are choosing to give it away how we individually want to give it away. And anybody in the entire community, you or anybody listening to this or anybody in the community that wants to run a relay node and can actually follow the proper steps to the requirements to do so, they could do the exact same thing. Or not, or do whatever they want.
I don't know how to raise my hand when I'm already up here, Chris, but right. I think the comments are really valuable, and I love the first round of comments. I would definitely, just to kind of respond to Foodie's comment now that I feel like I understand it, would just be to go on record and say I have, as a council member, I have no appetite for trying to govern how people spend their money that's already been released into circulation. So, you know, while we might not like what people always do with our money or our tokens, I really have no appetite to try to govern what people do with their own earnings, if you will. That's it. And Chris wanted to see that I existed today. So hello.
Hi, Iro.
All right, everybody. Well, that just wraps up my community feedback segment there for VOI. I appreciate you all. Right now, there's going to be no relay home nodes. Chris can probably talk on that. Let's see. Next month, just go right here into the Discord. You can go to the community voice right here, this tab. You can find these links. You can either read the responses or you can put in your feedback. I greatly appreciate everybody. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Taco.
We do have a couple people. Foodie, if you're done talking, you can step back down. If not, you can say what you want. But if not,
yeah. Maybe just to add to this point, again, we had all this topic about the spending. But yeah, you can do what you want with what you earned. But just in general, for the looks, I want to mention, if I see a team launching a new chain. And they are earning fairly their rewards in testnet, but then they are giving them out in a way that doesn't look right, maybe for someone. I would feel like, maybe they don't know really what they are doing. So it's not specifically for you guys, but in general, just if I like just new and seeing this, and I would be like, okay, now they are just dropping random tokens to everyone, and I'm here like running my node and hoping for the best. So just in general, maybe again, just think about what you do with your VIA, and if you think if it's like if you are spending it in a good way.
Lobo, this is the 5th time that you've tried to take an angle to get all of my VIA. I'm not giving it all to you. It's not happening.
But I need it.
Fair enough. I hear you, Lobo. I appreciate it. I can understand, and I understand where you're coming from. But if people really don't like it, they should run relays and do things to make it so I don't have so much VIA. I would love to not to have so much VIA. We just raised the rewards for run relays. I'm gonna have even more now. So like, what do I do then? Like what? Like Gov already makes fun of me all the time for not giving it away enough. And I'm like, okay, well, like I think I have 15 million VIA already. So what do I do?
I think we can discuss it further at some other time about should we just burn it all, give it away in a certain way. But as it stands right now, the only one that's actually the problem is me, apparently, because Chris doesn't do it. Benny doesn't do it. Shanti doesn't know how to do it. Cody does it sometimes, but not like I do. So, mea culpa.
If you send me void, I will not complain, for the record.
and for
no
what
complaints from
not
me.
against me. Victory is mine.
I saw Chris offering 10,000 VIA for somebody to write like a full how-to guide. Meanwhile, Bill will give you something for breathing. It's like 10 times.
By the way, it was 100,000 and I paid up. So watch it, Haruf. I was 100,000. Somebody paid. I was like, that's an awesome guide. Here's 100,000 VIA. So anyway, all right. Next topic, Wilder.
Awesome. Once again, thank you, Dustin, for doing that. And for those who are having trouble joining Rome, I'll definitely make myself available to work through those technical difficulties with you, because you're not the only one, and there'll be something to be gained from that. So we will try to find a solution. And if you couldn't make this meeting, then we'll try for the next one to give you your chance to speak.
Yeah, sorry, Walt.
Yeah, so sorry, Walt. I would have really appreciated having you up this meeting, but we'll get you on the next one. And as far as actual committee-related or council-related topics, that's what I had for this week. Though this week and last week there's been a lot of excitement that we may have not had time to cover. So I'd like to give a shout out to Shelly, who's been, if you haven't been checking the Voyager chat at the right moments between GMs, there's a lot of development going on between him, Cabesis, and sort of stringing together pre-hackathon what is essentially the DeFi stage. So there's every day there's a little bit more. There's been there's swap. It started with swapping and having to manually approve. There you can now provide liquidity. This is all happening with VRC 200, which is also being pioneered right now. So I would encourage anyone who hasn't tried Cabesis. It's now a lot more convenient now that it's in the Chrome store. So it's easier to keep on your browser and keep updated. And then you'll be well equipped for competing in the token wars, but also Shelly has, and others are, I believe, matching his prize, kind of doing like a pre-token war, if you will. So community members watching this, or council members with VIA who may want to LP provide with other tokens. DeFi is already kind of happening. There's swaps already happening, and I'm quite excited about moving forward to the next stage. does anyone have comments on what Chris had brought up at the beginning of this meeting? As far for our last 5 minutes of the meeting, does anyone have comments on the meshing of stages or your thoughts on the individual stages? To speak for myself, I haven't put much thought into this, and I've been looking at proposals passing on a whole for both stages. I have been prioritizing things based on what stage it's in. So that's just to speak for myself. Lobo?
Yeah, maybe if we think about people like there might be people out there who just want to do NFT, just want to do DeFi, and for the ones who are in the would be like in the phase 3, they would have to wait like and do nothing, maybe again for like 1 or 2 months. So maybe a good idea to do both if we can. The question is if we can, because I haven't seen the marketplace Shelly is building, and I don't
Marketplace. The marketplace is the only thing that is in the unknown. But I do know that he's working on it, and I know that's we know they're working on the designs. But the marketplace is the biggest thing, I think. That being said, part of the NFT bridge that's I'm thinking doing for the hackathon is going to be a way to send the ARC-72s. So there is going to be the basic functionality for the NFTs like after the hackathon, but like a full like marketplace might be a couple months away.
The DGen in me is like, yes, I don't want to wait longer for NFTs. It's just my hot take.
But if this does mean that we are going NFTs sooner, it's time to start shaking the knocking on the door of all those wonderful NFT creators to come on over and be ready. So I don't see a downside to launching the NFTs as soon as the NFT launchpad is done, Ost. And they could exist and people could see them, and I think that's the NFTs existing would help people to build, and like the marketplace is the galleries. I mean, like honestly, building a gallery is not super hard. Like anybody out there, Foodie, this would be a great project for you to actually pick up and run with, because I know that you're really diving deep into your development timeline, and like doing things like that with the NFTs already existing. I think it'd be fun. Maybe we can get a Reddit going, like Reddit marketplace again. Anybody here remember those days? Huh?
No, thank you.
The good old days. Yeah, I like the idea of doing both at the same time, because one of the other things too, Lobo, you're supposed to touch base with me, but you didn't, about what are people going from that are new to this? How are they going to participate in NFTs when they have been earning? This is actually where the NFT bridge comes in. This allows for people to like one of my plans is that we're going to whitelist rugged NFT projects that are the only ones that can be bridged onto onto Voy testnet. And what this allows for is people to, buy and sell these rugs and transfer them over and buy and sell them here and back and forth to be able to have new ways to provide value and actually get via onto the network, which I think would be really fun and neat. But if you want to, you can still ping me if you want, Lobo. I can tell you more information about that.
Does anyone else have any additional feedback? I think there's a lot of good reasons to combine the two, but I can't really think of reasons not to currently. I think we're up to the task, so we'll definitely be talking about this. And as far as any official changes go or something like that, we'll be talking about it, but let's circle back to this in the next meeting as well. And I would like to talk about this on Monday, in addition to the bounty submission process, just so we can have a little more to present during next meeting. Awesome. And I think we are at our time as well for today. So thank you, thank you, Oof and IRL, for joining as well up here. It's nice to have some diversity up here, and it's been a wonderful meeting. I hope, as I said before, I hope everyone had excellent holidays, and I'm really excited about what we have all together accomplished in 2023. So I thank you for the opportunity to be the director in that vote of confidence originally, and I'm feeling very blessed. So,
Wilder, I appreciate that you seized the directorship. I am the director now. Anyways, thank you so much, everybody. This is like Wilder said, this is really amazing. And please come up and join the stage. We'd love to see your faces. Obviously, the people that are watching this would love to see more faces. If you're happy or sad or upset or any of the other emotions that normal people feel, that should show up and show everybody. All right. Well, that's it. Let's go watch the barb charts now, all right?
Yep. Appreciate everybody's efforts. Happy New Year. See you next year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Happy New Year. Bye.